Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube, wherever you are, and welcome to this week's recap of the Bungie Weekly Update. Firstly, I'm going to do a quick run-through of what Xur has to offer this weekend. He is selling Helm of Inmost Light, Celestial Nighthawk, and Sunbreaker armor pieces. Telemetries this week are for Auto Rifle, Pulse Rifle, and Machine Gun, and this week there is no exotic weapon on offer due to a glitch with Bungie. Destiny Sandbox is the topic this week, and Bungie dig into details about an upcoming weapon tuning update. Stats show Thorn was the most used weapon in the latest Iron Banner playlist. Red Death and The Last Word make up second and third respectively, but are quite a way behind. Weapon tuning update 2.0 is set to arrive just before the release of the Taken King, and here are the details. Auto Rifle's base damage is to be increased, as well as a small reduction to base stability and boosted damage by 10% against AI enemies. Changes to Pulse Rifles include reduced base damage of the medium rate of fire rifles by about 2.5%, a small reduction to base stability, and an increase in magazine size for all base inventory stats. Scout Rifles base damage has been increased for medium and high rate of fire weapons, increased magazine size for all base inventory stats, reduced final accuracy when firing from the hip, and a 5% boost to damage for all AI combatants. Hand cannons have a bunch of changes planned, including a small reduction in aim down sights accuracy, reduction to final accuracy when firing from the hip, reduction to magazine sizes for all base inventory stats, and reduction to base optics zoom for all hand cannons. A couple of tweaks are set for shotguns. Shotgun perks that enhance lethality at range should be less effective when combined with a high initial range stat. Reduce shot package accuracy by 30%, Rangefinder adds a 5% range increase on aim down sights when it was originally 20%, and there is a 10% reduction to both precision damage and damage to AI enemies. Fusion rifle changes comprise of decreased range on high impact rifles, a slightly reduced projectile speed, improved accuracy for short range fusion rifles, and reduced accuracy for long range fusion rifles. The only change to sniper rifles is that the final round perk will only buff precision damage and not base damage. Keep in mind this only applies to final round perks on sniper rifles and not other weapons. Rocket launcher changes include slight increases to the base blast radius and reduction to the proximity detonation of the grenades and horseshoes perk. A few of the exotic weapons are also receiving some changes. Hardlight's base stability has been increased to 80 from 65, there is an increased bounce count for projectiles, and projectiles will not be affected by damage fall off. Necrochasm's base stability has been increased from 40 to 60, an increased magazine size, Cursebringer perk will now always trigger on a precision kill, and a Cursebringer explosion has increased radius and deals more damage. The Last Word's range has been reduced from 20 to 10, its stability has been reduced from 30 to 20, it has a reduced effective range while aiming down the sights, has an increased accuracy and precision damage, and aim assists will scale when firing from the hip, and fixed bugs with hipfire damage bonuses applying incorrectly. Thorn's big change will be a reduction to the base damage over time, which will be reduced to roughly a third of what it was in PvP and PvE. Additionally, damage over time will now stack up to 5 times across multiple hits. Hawkmoon's changes include a stack limit to Luck in the Chamber and Holding Aces so that only 2 of the bonus perks will ever stack in one round. This will prevent Hawkmoon killing full health players with one shot. 2 rounds added to the magazine when Holding Aces is unlocked, and Luck in the Chamber damage reduced by 3%. Icebreaker's only change is increased recharge time for rounds, 1 every 8 seconds instead of 1 every 5 seconds. No Land Beyond is set to be tweaked, with increased weapon handling speed, sights adjusted to fix overlap parallax issue while aimed, increased time decay of the Master to 8 seconds, and an additional 20% precision damage bonus while the Master is active. Black Hammer is not an exotic, but in the details for this update it has been treated as one and is up for some changes. Ammo inventory is increased to 18 rounds, and the White Nail perk now pulls ammo from your inventory. Lord of Wolves only changes that the recovery boost bonus will now be tripled for allies when it is granted. Gjallarhorn is set to receive only one change, and that is reduced damage of Wolfpack rounds. And that about does it for everything you need to know about the upcoming weapon tuning update. However, Bungie still have some surprises and twists planned for when the Taken King releases. And finally, to conclude, 3 videos have been featured. It's Raining Guardians Hallelujah by Matt B, God Mode by Polaris, and Sepic's Prime theme cover by Bulb. Links will all be in the description. And that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in, and check back next week for another Destiny update.